Okay, hi everyone. It's Andrea Bassett from Forcemeat Academy. And today, listen, I want to know if you've ever felt like you're not fancy enough to make smooth and creamy and delicious liver pate. Well, I'm here to tell you no matter how unfancy you are, or your kitchen is, or your ingredients, well, maybe not quite that, you can make smooth, creamy, and delicious liver pate like this. Warning, this video has lots of props. All right, this is my liver pate. I'll show you. Oh, I could smell it. You can't smell it. I don't have smell-o-vision. But as you can see, it's, nice and it's brown inside and not pink because I don't use any saltpeter. It's got that nice layer of fat over top and smells good. Anyway, so let's get started on what is it that you really need to make this, because I don't have a Vitamix, I don't even have a food processor, I just have really basic stuff. And so I'm going to tell you what you need. Okay, first of all, you need a frying pan, any frying pan. This is clean, but it looks kind of dirty, right? So that's one thing. There you go. You also need liver. Now, the regular stuff, this is like a pile of frozen chicken livers. You know, it looks gross, obviously. And it is gross when you cut it up. So you can use chicken liver, or you could also use pork liver. This is half of a pork liver because, you know what, I opened up this pack of pork liver for the very first time using pork liver, and I smelled it and I was like, oh, this kind of smells good, but it kind of smells bad. Is it bad? I don't know. Is it supposed to smell like this? Anyway, I made, where's my prop here? This is the pork liver pate, and it turned out great. It tastes great, so I guess it's supposed to smell kind of weird. All right. And then what do you need? You need some, I don't have any aromatics here for props, but you need some, spices or onions or sage, whatever. Stir it up with, in your frying pan with your liver. Well, you do that first. Then you need something to deglaze the aromatics and the liver. Pretend this is purple because usually there's wine in here, but this is orange juice. Because also, actually, I do like a little bit of orangey flavor in my pate. So I use that sometimes. All right. And then you need a couple bowls. Yeah, I got that. And then so once you have the liver cooked, especially the pork liver, because it's harder than the chicken liver, which like sort of disintegrates. You could do this and literally cut through it with your fingers. You need something to blend it up with. So like I said, I don't have a Vitamix, which probably would be perfect. I don't have a food processor because I gave it away years ago because I never used it. If only I knew. But what I use is the immersion blender. It does a pretty good job. I forgot to do this. I've also used the magic bullet, actually. So you put your butter in there, you put your liver in there. Now here's some butter. Now this is probably about half a pound, maybe a little bit more. And if you're making liver pate and you're only using like this much butter, you're not using enough butter. Like you should be really using probably almost one of these things for like a pound of chicken liver pate or beef liver pate. Because the more butter, the more better. All right. And then, so you whiz it all up. Okay, so with the immersion blender or the Ninja, or not the Ninja, I don't have a Ninja, the Magic Bullet. The downside is you have to do it in batches, right? Because whereas the blender would be better. But alas, it's the sacrifice I make. And so then what I always do with my liver pate, and lots of recipes do not call for that, but I actually I don't like liver. I love liver pate. But I love smooth and creamy liver pate, so I always strain it. Now, the right tool to use for this is called a tamis, Tamis, also called, I think, a sieve drum. It's kind of like, it looks like a flat, like a tambourine, except it's got a metal, I mean, I think sometimes they're nylon, a metal, very fine mesh at the bottom, and you put your stuff on top and then use like your spatula, pretend this is a spatula, to strain it. I don't have one of those. I might buy one. I don't know. They're only like, they're not that expensive. But what I do is I use one of these things. Now, these are both very crappy, and they're not even, as you can see, they're not even that fine of a mesh, but they work good enough to make like a really smooth pate. Now, I don't recommend this shape because then your stuff, liver, whatever's, gets stuck in there. And I don't recommend this size because it's very small. So, you know, what I would probably do before I bought a tamis is buy a strainer that looks like this, but is maybe like a little bit smaller than this. This is my head size, and higher quality. Because this, I think, was like, I got 3 of them. The other 2 are smaller for like $1.50 or something. All right, and so then you have like this bowl of pate, and you have to do something with it. So as you saw from this mason jar, I like to put it into mason jars, and depending on how big of a batch I make and how fast I think I'll eat it, I'll either use these small mason jars, which are like, how much are these, 125 mils or half a cup, or these 1 cup mason jars, but with the wide mouth. So for this batch here, like I said, I was kind of scared about the pork liver, so I only made half of the batch, which was like half a pound of pork liver. So that 1 pork liver was about 1 pound, and that made 4 of these. I mean, it's not great to make them in that small of a batch because you might as well just make more. And anyway, so as you'll see, like on the top, there's some grease up there, a layer of grease. So a lot of these pate recipes for like chicken liver pate, including the one I followed, which is like someone saying this one is based on Jamie Oliver's chicken liver pate recipe, which I've used that one a number of times. I use all the butter, not separated out. But so a lot of recipes, including that one, call for a layer of butter on top or a layer of clarified butter on top to protect the pate from the air. I don't like that because the butter gets like really hard in the fridge, and then if you want to just take a bunch out for your lunch or whatever, it kind of cracks instead of cuts through. I don't think that's as nice of an experience, but that's just my preference. So what you could do is use something like this, which is duck fat, and kind of expensive. It's like $10 for this. That's not what this is. What I used is from my stockpile of lard. So this lard, as you could see, what does that say? British spice mix lard. This is lard from when I made some pork cracklings, and I put some British spice mix in for flavor. So I would melt down some of that, or I also have this, my entire fridge just looks like this. Imagine this. I also have jars of mason jars, full of butter, not butter, lard from bacon, pouring off. So, which is also why back there, wait, in that cupboard, I have like 20 bars of soap that came from also bacon grease runoff. All right, so there you have it. As you can see, I did not pull out anything that you couldn't get at the yard sale, at a yard sale. It's all unfancy equipment. If you want to eat more liver and you don't like liver, you're not using enough butter, you might just love chicken liver pate, which start with the chicken liver. I think the pork liver is a little bit more pungent, the taste, even in the pate form, even with like tons of butter. But yeah, that's all. And I would say, like, honestly, I find making the liver pate very satisfying. I don't know, I enjoy it. And you can't eat so much of it that you have to be making it like all the time, or maybe you can, but I don't. So it's not like it's too much work. Now, I would recommend, if you have better tools, to use better tools like a bigger strainer, the blender, the food processor, so you don't have to make it in tinier batches. But even if you don't have all the fancy equipment, who cares? Just go ahead and make liver pate if that's what you want to do. All right. So that's all for me right now. Like, I do have a whole super long article on liver pate 101, what you need to make it, how to do it. So it's much more precise than this video. So if you want to read that, I'll put the link down below. Head over to Forcemeat Academy to do that. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you didn't like it, sorry, but thanks for watching so long. And if you want to see more of these videos, then hit the subscribe button and have a great day. May your pate be buttery, smooth, creamy, and delicious always, even if you use this or this. Ooh. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.